All right, so we have another choose your own adventure. I'm going to show you three different ways for us to do our pulling slash rowing movement for this month. So one version is going to be a seated cable row. If you see, I'm here. My legs can be long or they can be slightly up here as long as I have enough of a stretch to begin with in my arms just to start with, right? So you want to find a spot where those arms are as full, as long as they can. That weight should be kind of pulling you forward and you're holding on and you should be completely protracted. And what we want to do is before we pull, we want to drop our scaps down, especially when using a cable. You'll be able to see if you are depressing your shoulders correctly, because if you look at the weight right there, there's no gap in between the 170 and 180 weight that I'm using. If you correctly posture yourself, which is scaps down and back, it's going to create space in between there, and that's your starting posture. So all you're going to do is brace that core, and you're going to scoop and drag your elbows towards your hips. You're going to think about poking your chest up as much as possible and squeezing that back together by pulling these handles towards your chest, but also pulling outward by squeezing your back together. So let it pull your arms forward, get a stretch. Before you pull, what are my shoulders doing? If they're up here, depress them, scoop and drag, squeeze that back together, and let that weight go back down. If floor is not an option for you, use a bench, use a seat, that's totally fine. Second option, half kneeling. You're doing essentially same thing, but in a half kneeling position. So see, I'll be here. I want to make sure I'm as stretched as possible in this lat, in this arm, and I'm thinking the same things. I'm scooping, dragging, I'm depressing that shoulder. There's a gap there, and I'm scooping that elbow back using my back muscles rather than my bicep muscles. All right, so the third option for your rows is going to be continuing from what we did last week, which was the rows from here, just regular ring rows. Now we're going to do something called an inverted row. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit right underneath the handles of the rings. You're going to pull yourself down. So essentially, I want to make sure that I'm aligning myself. I'm laying down, and my shoulders and arms that are fully extended are directly underneath the handles of this, right? So I can reach up from here while my back's on the ground. I can reach up from there. It's pulling my back off the ground, and we are still staying with that scapular depression thing that we are trying to make sure we stay in. From there, we're also going to use another part of our warm-up that we did today, which was the glute bridge. So you're going to glute bridge yourself up, make sure your hips are as high as possible, arms fully extended, make sure you drop scaps down and back, and then you're pulling your chest up to the handles, and then you're controlling yourself all the way back down. If that ends up being too much for you, we can use something to have our feet on that just makes it a little bit easier for us. So now I can have feet on there, and now I'm up. Choose your own adventure, 3 options.